Good morning, everyone. This is Royce. Come back at you with yet another Let's Try. And today on the docket, we're going back to Sonic. It's been a while since we've had a Sonic thing on here. Not too long, but a while. I believe it was their peanut butter burger. Today, though, it's a more traditional burger, thankfully. It's their new pulled pork barbecue burger. So it's just a normal burger with barbecue on it, with pulled pork and barbecue on it. Which, a double meat thing, but it's okay, whatever. I'd say let's take a look under the hood, but I think I got stiffed. There's no burger here. Also, like, the Sonic that I go to, I won't say it's a low quality Sonic, but like, the guy who works there in the morning doesn't wear gloves or a hairnet over his beard. So I always get a little skeeved out watching him. Say la vie. I mean, I went all the way to Sonic before coming home, and I'll set up the camera and stuff. I'm gonna still do the Let's Try, but it's not what I wanted it to be. Oh, that pork is terrible. It has that boiled taste to it, where it's like, this thing has clearly just been soaking in water all night, not even like a brine or anything, just straight water. For once, the pickle's a welcome relief. The pickle is positively sweet. With this pork. Give me a second. It's nothing our old buddy, sweet baby Ray can't fix. I got this bottle of sauce originally because my mom sent a bunch of pulled pork with us to my house, like roast pork that had been torn up. And I don't like eating just plain pork, so I got barbecue sauce to go on it. Much better. You know, I should have realized that it wasn't the actual pulled pork burger when it was so cheap. Because Sonic kind of, they charge for their food. Let's try some of this awful pork on its own. It's definitely got that like boiled funk to it. I don't know how to describe it except other than cafeteria food, I guess. Like, it reminds me of when I was in high school, senior year. Um, this was right when the changes to the school lunch menu were coming through. And Michelle Obama ruined lunch menus forever. Barry may have ordered civilian drone strikes, but Michelle was the domestic terrorist. I feel bad saying that stuff, but it, like, school lunch used to be adequate. There were good days and bad days, but after all the changes came through about 2011, 2012, there were a lot of days when I would either just not eat, or if it was available, they had these sandwich wraps you could get. So I'd get like the turkey wrap, or the turkey and spinach wrap, and then I'd get a banana with it, and I'd have horrible indigestion for the rest of the day. And I was too stupid to realize that it was because I uh, I uh, I was developing this weird intolerance to bananas. I thought, despite the horrible banana aftertaste that I got every time I got indigestion from the Bononos. You remember that song, Opals and Bononos? I thought that it was the turkey and the turkey lettuce wrap with just a little ranch dressing that was causing it. That there was that, like, the salad dressing, because, you know, bottled ranch is a little acidic, was what was causing it for me. And of course there's what I call the a la carte meal, where you buy all the fixings of a school lunch from the a la carte. And, like, they didn't have anything really sweet, like candy bars or anything on there. Well, they did, but, like, they were healthy stuff, like chocolate-covered granola bars and stuff like that. And from there, I'd get, one of those, a Smucker's Uncrustable, Robert's strawberry milk, like the big bottle, not just the little carton, the bottle, and a bag of baked Lay's. Because they weren't allowed to serve you the regular chips anymore. They always had to be baked. Which was fine by me. I love baked Lay's like that, because they're basically just Pringles at that point. They're hexagonal Pringles. And that'd be my entire lunch some days. Which, granted, when you're 16, 17, not exactly the most hearty, filling, or nutritious of meals. I unknowingly drank whole milk at school. Excuse me. I unknowingly drank whole milk at school for years while drinking skim milk at home, and didn't realize what I was doing until we did a taste test in 3rd grade, where they had us try different kinds of milk and guess what they were. And I guessed that the gross milk that tasted like cardboard was the whole milk, and that the milk that tasted good was the skim milk, because I'm like, oh, this is the milk I have at home. So, obviously, you know. And no, it was not. I found out that day that it was whole milk that I liked and drank constantly. I tried to switch to skim milk at school after that, but that was a hard process. I eventually think I ended up settling on like 2% or 1%, especially because the chocolate and strawberry milk that they'd occasionally have were made with the 1%. So it went down a little easier. Plus, I'm pretty sure that whole milk has the vitamins in it and skim milk doesn't really. I'm not sure, though. I could be wrong. Oh, Lord. you're at the end of a saga. So moving is expensive. I had to pay this month's rent on my old place, plus this month's rent on the new place. Yeah. So, and that just pretty much drained me dry. And, so I had this kind of like this last ditch effort where I was going to cash in a couple of EE bonds my grandma gave me, or my grandma got me back in 2004. Apparently, war bonds came back with the war on terror. Who knew? Well, my grandma knew. She got me the bonds. And so I went to my bank to cash them, and they said that I couldn't cash them because I hadn't had an account with them for for longer than for the minimum amount needed of 5 years. Except I've been banking with them since 2017. I have emails. I have direct deposits. And they said that because of a fraud scare in 2021, where I ended up closing that original account, that it doesn't count anymore. And I'm just like, also, like, why do you need to have had an account for so long to cash bonds? It's not me you need to trust. It's the U.S. government. Which, granted, don't trust them. I get it. But it's not my money on the line. Well, it is my money on the line. But it's not my credit on the line here. It's theirs. And after that, I finally just admitted defeat and texted my mom asking if I could borrow some money until I could pay her back. And then she said she was broke, so I texted my sister. She was broke. I texted my dad. He didn't answer at first, and I thought he was mad that I hadn't responded to his last text. And so I called him, and he didn't answer, and I was crying, saying, like, I'm sorry, I don't talk to you more. I'll try to talk to you more. Please forgive me. And he finally did text me back in the middle of the night saying, Royce, I was asleep. I will give you the money. Don't feel so bad, okay? And again, like, he and I both have kind of this paranoia about us. For him, it's more about, like, who controls the world, if you catch my drift. For me, it's more like personalized paranoia. Like, I believe this person is out to get me. And so it's easy for me to jump to the wrong conclusions oftentimes. Like, I don't know if it's like a literal clinical paranoia, but I do see some of my dad's worst attributes in myself, so I do wonder if there is like some like, not schizophrenia, but neurosis of some kind there. Yeah. But I pay him back today, because today's payday. I actually did get behind because I didn't have a video. Like, the reason, like, I wanted to do those pizza reviews on Friday. The reason you got it on a Thursday is because, literally, that's what was in my freezer. And you're like, well, Royce, why did you spend so much money on that stupid gummy controller? It was on sale. It was 75% off. I paid pennies on the dollar for it, okay? And I regret it immensely. Not because it was a waste of money, but because it really did make me sick. And someone had said, like, oh, Royce almost made a tear show up in that video. He's gonna be asking for donations. And it's like, no. Okay, you don't understand the kind of people who raised me. I don't turn to those kinds of things unless it's the last possible outcome. Like, I was literally trying to cash a Patriot bond from the Bush administration. That's how much I didn't want to be bailed out by mommy and daddy. I don't like running to my parents when I need financial support. I don't like running to you guys when I need financial support. You guys do more than enough. You are good people. If I really wanted that kind of support, I'd open a Patreon, which I don't know how I'd do it. Like, maybe Zoom dinner. Like, that's the only reward I can think of. Other than like episode commissions, I don't know. Like, I don't operate that way. Well, I mean, like, I was raised to never ever ask for a handout, and so it's hard for me to ask for help. And my mom said, like, because I did confide in her, like, I wanted to avoid this so badly, and she told me, like, Royce, you never outgrow needing help, and she mentioned that she owes my brother $100. Our family is just robbing Peter to pay Paul. We all get a little forward, we all get a little behind, and we all help each other forward. Keep each other level. I hope, but it's. I'm trying to eat better. You'll notice I'm only having the sandwich. And I am wondering if you guys are more okay with the more conversation heavy content with less food, because if I can't eat, then you're gonna get more of my ramblings. Anyway, you all have a good one. This is Royce Miller. I'm outie.